Hello and welcome to Normal to Formal Podcast, episode number 35. I'm your host, Tia Young. I'm the founder of Tia Young Image and Etiquette. I help my clients learn the soft skills for success through professional development and etiquette training. The topic for today's podcast is speaking kindly to others and inspirational quotes. As you know, February is Black History Month, and I ran across an article that was written a couple weeks ago in Parade magazine, and it had 120 inspiring quotes for Black History Month, and it was written by Lindsay Lowe. And I was amazed at how many amazing quotes there were from people that I hadn't even heard of or hadn't heard that quote from them. Some are very popular that we hear, but others I hadn't heard from at all. So I wanted to share some of those today. But I did want to start out with a quote that I would hear growing up, and that would be, "Sticks and stones may hurt your bones, but words will never hurt you," which is absolutely false. As we know, words can hurt you. So that's why I want to share about speaking kindly to others and sharing a few, the 120 inspirational quotes. I won't share them all, but I did pick out about 30 of them and then also included some of my favorites other than those. The first one, never be limited by other people's limited imaginations. And that's by Dr. Mae Jemison, and she was the first African-American female astronaut. I love that quote. The second one is, the time is always right to do what is right. And that's from Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., of course, civil rights activist. And he was all about peaceful protests. So a lot of the quotes that I selected out of the 120 are the ones where they're kind or sharing about being nice and polite. The third one, just don't give up what you're trying to do. Where there is love and inspiration, I don't think you can go wrong. And that's by Ella Fitzgerald, and she's a jazz singer. Fourth, we have, for to be free is not merely a cast off one's chain, but to live in a way that respects and enhances the freedom of others. And that's by Nelson Mandela, South African revolutionary. Fifth one we have is, character is power. Short and sweet, and that's by Booker T. Washington. He was an educator, an author, and an orator. Sixth, we have, one of the lessons that I grew up with was to always stay true to yourself and never let what someone else says distract you from your goals. And so when I hear about negative and false attacks, I really don't invest any energy in them because I know who I am. And that's by the former FLOTUS, or the First Lady of the United States, Michelle Obama. But most of us really know her from the quote, "When they go low, we go high." And that's one of my favorites as well, by Michelle Obama. The eighth one is actually by Mother Teresa, and it says, if you judge people, you have no time to love them. Ninth, you're not to be so blind with patriotism that you can't face reality. Wrong is wrong, no matter who does it or says it. And that's from Malcolm X, Muslim minister and human rights activist. I love that. Wrong is wrong, no matter who does it or says it. The 10th one is, I had no idea that history was being made. I was just tired of giving up. That word tired is key because that is Rosa Parks, civil rights activist, who sat on the front of the bus instead of the back, which was not allowed in those days. 11, I am lucky that whatever fear I have inside me, my desire to win is always stronger. And that's by professional tennis player Serena Williams. 12, do the best you can until you know better. Then when you know better, do better. From Maya Angelou, American poet. 13, we all require and want respect, man or woman, black or white, It's our basic human right. And the key word there is respect. And that quote is from Aretha Franklin, singer and songwriter. 14, we have whatever is bringing you down, get rid of it. Because you find that when you're free, your true self comes out. And that's from Tina Turner, singer. Number 15, life has 2 rules. Number 1, never quit. Number 2, always remember rule number 1. That's from Duke Ellington, musician. 16, you've got to learn to leave the table when love's no longer being served. And that's from Nina Simone, singer. 17, if everything was perfect, you would never learn and you would never grow. That's very, very true. And that's from Queen Bee, Beyonce Knowles. 18, I had to make my own living and my own opportunity, but I made it. Don't sit down and wait for the opportunities to come. Get up and make them. Madam C.J. Walker, entrepreneur. 19, make a difference about something other than yourself. That's from Toni Morrison, author and writer. Of course, we have to always think of others and not just ourselves. 20, true heroism is remarkably sober, very undramatic. It is not the urge to surpass all others at whatever cost, but the urge to serve others at whatever cost. And that's from Arthur Ashe, professional tennis player. 21, a good head and a good heart are always a formidable combination. And that's Nelson Mandela, another one from him. 22, there is no vaccine for racism. That's from Vice President Kamala Harris. And now a few of my favorites from over the years. I love the scripture actually that says, train up a child in the way that he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it. And that is from Proverbs 22:6. Also, good manners will open doors that the best education cannot. That's one of my favorites because no matter how educated you are, if you have bad manners, you won't get very far or stay where you are very long. And that's from Clarence Thomas, Supreme Court Justice. Also, do unto others as you would have them do unto you. And most of us hear it as treat others the way you want to be treated, which is the golden rule. And that's also one of my favorites. And it's in the Bible under Matthew 7:12. Also, another one of my favorites that I actually used in my TED Talk. And it goes, if speaking kindly to plants helps them grow, imagine what speaking kindly to humans can do. And that's by an unknown author, but that's really one of my favorites. If you can talk to a plant and it helps them grow, think about speaking kindly to people as well, because it'll really help them grow on the inside and make them feel good about themselves and give them a little more confidence. Number 27, leave things better than you found them. And that's from good old mom, my mom, Joyce Austin. We all have the ones that our parents say to us or have said to us when we were growing up. The next one, people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. And that one, I've heard it from different people that said it, but I looked it up and it says it's from Theodore Roosevelt. But that one's really, really nice. People don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. And one more, people will forget what you said, people will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel. And that's by Maya Angelou, the poet. So I've shared almost 30 different inspiring quotes, and some of those include some of my favorites that I threw in as well. But my point is, what can we do to add value to people and make people feel good? We want to lift people up with our words because we know words can hurt, but kind words can help. So how can we do that? We can give compliments. And did you know, which I also use in my TED Talk, that January 24th is National Compliments Day? I did a podcast on that as well. And it's just a day to show people that you care about them by giving compliments. Also, use your common courtesies. Please, thank you, you're welcome, excuse me, I'm sorry, yes ma'am, no ma'am, yes sir, no sir. Try to use those on a daily basis. They're still magic words. You also want to show gratitude. Say thank you verbally. Also, thank you notes never go out of style. I love getting a handwritten note in the mail. Old school. You've gone the extra mile by doing that. Thank you notes never go out of style. You show gratitude to those around you and show your appreciation not only to strangers, to people that are close to you, your family, children, mom, dad, grandparents. Show gratitude to them as well. Don't forget about the ones that are closest to you. Show respect to others and yourself. The way you talk to people, the way you dress, all those things are showing respect for yourself and to those around you. And then finally, serve others. Do something for someone else other than yourself. And one thing I've mentioned several times is that I leave snacks at my door for delivery workers. Water and snacks on my porch in a box. Also pay it forward. And maybe someone else will do something nice because you've done something nice. Participate in giving back at maybe a charity, donating, be philanthropic if you have the means to do so. But just going to a soup kitchen and helping to serve, donating clothing that you no longer need in your closet to those that may need it. So whatever you can do to help others that's in your means, take your mind off yourself and then do it for others. It really makes you feel good when you do that. So all of these things, these inspiring quotes and some of my personal quotes were focused on Black History Month, which is February 1st through the 28th. And I wanted to follow up with how we can help value people around us with our words. And we can always lift people up with our words by giving compliments, by using your common courtesies, by showing gratitude, showing respect, and serving others. And one quote that Rodney King said years ago, can we all just get along? And that's what we all can do. We all can get along and come together. No matter if it's Black History Month, February, any month, any week, any day of the year. Lift people up with your word. Thank you for listening to Normal to Formal Podcast today. Please join me next Wednesday for another episode. You can follow me at Mrs. Tia Young on social media and Mrs. Manners on LinkedIn. Thank you for joining me, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.